Alfred North Whitehead, 1861 to 1947, was a prominent British mathematician and philosopher, whose work spanned across multiple fields, including mathematics, logic, philosophy of science, and metaphysics. He is perhaps best known for developing process philosophy, which focuses on change and becoming rather than static being. His influence on modern philosophy is profound, with his ideas laying the groundwork for what would later become the process theology movement and influencing thinkers in areas as diverse as cosmology, ecology, and ethics. This video explores the life lessons drawn from Whitehead's philosophy, particularly his ideas on education, experience, the interconnectedness of all things, the balance of logic and creativity, and his views on change and progress. By understanding his work and ideas, we gain insight into how Whitehead's reflections on the nature of reality, human growth, and societal progress can still guide us today. Alfred North Whitehead's early life and intellectual development. Alfred North Whitehead was born on February 15, 1861, in England, into a family with strong intellectual roots. His father, a clergyman, and his mother, an educator, instilled in him a deep appreciation for learning. Whitehead's early academic achievements included winning a scholarship to study at Trinity College, Cambridge, where he initially pursued studies in mathematics. His early mathematical work focused on the development of the foundations of geometry and logic. However, it was his later shift to philosophy that marked the most significant phase of his intellectual life. The ideas that emerged from his work on logic, metaphysics, and process thought would become some of his most influential contributions to the field of philosophy. One important aspect of Whitehead's intellectual development was his ability to bridge the gap between abstract mathematical logic and broader philosophical concerns. His collaboration with Bertrand Russell on Principia Mathematica, 1910 to 1913, was a landmark achievement in the logicist movement, which sought to reduce all of mathematics to logical principles. This work was highly influential in the early development of analytic philosophy. However, Whitehead's later philosophical work marked a break from this more rigid logicalism. By the time Whitehead moved to Harvard University in 1924, his focus had shifted to a more speculative and metaphysical approach to philosophy, particularly through the lens of process philosophy. This shift was informed by his desire to understand not just abstract systems, but the dynamic nature of the world around us. 2. Process philosophy, the heart of Whitehead's thought. At the core of Whitehead's philosophy is his conception of process. In contrast to traditional metaphysics, which focuses on static objects or substances, Whitehead's process philosophy emphasizes the continuous becoming of all things in the universe. He argued that the fundamental nature of reality is not composed of static entities, but rather, of events and processes that unfold over time. Whitehead's most well-known work, Process and Reality, 1929, outlines his philosophy in detail. One of the key concepts introduced in this work is the idea of actual occasions, the fundamental units of reality. According to Whitehead, everything in the universe is made up of these occasions, which are momentary events that experience and influence one another. This view stands in stark contrast to classical views of a static, unchanging world. Whitehead's process thought extends to the human experience as well. He saw human beings as part of a larger, interconnected web of processes that stretch across time. This view places human life within a vast, ever-changing cosmos, where every event and every decision contributes to the unfolding of the universe. This emphasis on process, change, and becoming led Whitehead to conclude that reality is far more dynamic and interconnected than traditionally understood. The significance of this idea in Whitehead's work cannot be overstated, as it provides the philosophical foundation for his later reflections on ethics, metaphysics, and the human condition. 3. Life lessons from Whitehead's philosophy. Drawing from Whitehead's intellectual journey and his process philosophy, we can identify several key life lessons that are rooted in his work. These lessons can be applied to both individual growth and broader societal progress. 1. Embrace the fluidity of life, the importance of change. One of Whitehead's central tenets is that reality is in a constant state of flux. In his view, change is not something to be feared or resisted, it is an inherent and necessary part of existence. Whitehead's philosophy suggests that the only constant in the universe is change, from the smallest quantum event to the largest cosmic transformations. For individuals, this means accepting that life is dynamic and always evolving. Embracing change in one's personal and professional life can lead to growth and new possibilities. Whitehead's emphasis on change encourages us to adapt to new circumstances, allowing us to develop and improve over time rather than remaining fixed in our old patterns. Life lesson: embrace the inevitable changes in life. Rather than resisting change, welcome it as an opportunity for personal growth and improvement. 2. Balance logic and creativity, thinking with both mind and imagination. Whitehead's early work in mathematics focused on formal logic and abstract reasoning. However, his later work combined these logical tools with a deep appreciation for creativity and imagination. Whitehead understood that rationality alone cannot provide a complete understanding of the world, rather, it must be complemented by creativity, intuition, and imagination. In his philosophy, Whitehead suggested that creative thinking, the ability to imagine new possibilities and think outside the box, was essential to human progress. He saw creativity not as an occasional outburst of inspiration but as an ongoing, fundamental aspect of reality itself. Creativity is not confined to the arts or sciences but is present in all aspects of life. Life lesson: to achieve success and fulfillment, balance logic with creativity. Embrace both structured thinking and imaginative exploration as essential tools for problem-solving and personal development. 3. Education as a lifelong journey, cultivating a love for learning. Whitehead was deeply concerned with the state of education. He argued that the traditional educational system, with its focus on rote memorization and rigid curricula, was failing to foster true intellectual curiosity. In his view, education should not be about the mere transmission of facts but about cultivating a passion for learning. Whitehead believed that a lifelong love of learning is what makes human beings truly flourish. He stressed the importance of intellectual exploration, creativity, and critical thinking. Education, according to Whitehead, should enable individuals to become active participants in the world of ideas rather than passive recipients of knowledge. Life lesson: view education as a lifelong journey. Foster a deep love for learning that goes beyond the classroom, allowing you to continually grow and evolve throughout your life. 4. The interconnectedness of all things, understanding the web of life. One of Whitehead's most profound insights was his belief in the interconnectedness of all things. According to his process philosophy, everything in the universe is related, and every event has an impact on the broader cosmos. This view challenges the atomistic, isolated conception of the world often found in classical philosophy. Whitehead's interconnectedness extends not just to physical entities but to human beings as well. He argued that individual actions, from personal decisions to social behaviors, are part of a larger process of evolution, with consequences that ripple through time and space. In this way, each person is both influenced by and influencing the world around them. Life lesson: recognize that your actions are interconnected with the world. Understanding the broader implications of your choices can lead to more responsible and ethical behavior. 5. Patience and persistence, the power of long-term thinking. Whitehead's life was marked by both intellectual achievement and personal perseverance. He did not achieve fame overnight but instead built his legacy through years of patient work and deep thought. This aspect of Whitehead's life teaches us the importance of persistence in our personal and professional pursuits. Great accomplishments often take time. Whitehead's work on logic and process philosophy demonstrates the value of long-term thinking, patience, and consistent effort. Progress is rarely linear, and setbacks are a natural part of any intellectual or creative journey. Life lesson: understand that great achievements take time. Be patient and persistent, knowing that sustained effort over the long term will ultimately lead to success. 6. The power of attunement, understanding and adapting to the present moment. Whitehead's philosophy emphasizes the importance of attunement, the ability to be in harmony with the world around you. This means recognizing the dynamics of the present moment and adjusting your thoughts and actions to be in sync with the ongoing processes of life. Whitehead suggests that nothing exists in isolation, and every moment of experience builds on the one before it. In Process and Reality, Whitehead argues that human beings are not passive observers of the world but active participants who shape and are shaped by the unfolding processes of life. This view encourages a sense of mindfulness and awareness in everyday life, urging us to attune ourselves to the world's rhythms, making our responses more thoughtful and intentional. Life lesson: embrace the present moment and attune yourself to the ever-changing circumstances around you. Recognize the potential for growth in every experience and adjust your actions in alignment with the flow of life, rather than resisting it. 7. The importance of reflection, learning from the past to shape the future. While Whitehead focuses on the future as a realm of potential and possibility, he also emphasizes the importance of reflection. Reflecting on past experiences allows us to learn from both our successes and mistakes. Whitehead's process philosophy views time as a continuous flow, where the past, present, and future are interconnected. This perspective suggests that reflecting on past events and experiences can provide valuable insight into the decisions we make moving forward. Reflection in Whitehead's terms is not about clinging to the past but about understanding how past experiences shape our current identities and future actions. By thoughtfully considering our history, we can gain clarity about our values, goals, and the kinds of changes we wish to bring about in our lives. Life lesson: take time to reflect on past experiences, both positive and negative. Use those insights to make more informed and intentional choices moving forward, allowing past lessons to inform future possibilities. 8. The role of courage in creativity, taking risks to create something new. Whitehead's philosophical work, particularly in his concept of creativity, underscores the importance of taking risks to forge new paths. In his philosophy, creativity is not a rare occurrence but a pervasive and ongoing process. Creativity involves a willingness to step beyond the known and take risks, embracing the possibility of failure as an integral part of growth. In his later work, Whitehead also stresses that creativity requires a certain courage to challenge the status quo, to break away from existing patterns, and to create something that has never been seen or thought of before. Whether in science, art, or daily life, creative endeavors often involve uncertainty, but it is through embracing this uncertainty that we unlock new potential. Life lesson: cultivate the courage to take creative risks. Don't be afraid of failure, it's a necessary part of the creative process and personal growth. The willingness to experiment and step into the unknown often leads to the most rewarding and transformative experiences. 9. The significance of harmony and balance, integrating contradictions in life. Whitehead's philosophy proposes that true understanding often arises from the integration of contradictions rather than their resolution. He emphasizes the value of harmony, not a simplistic harmony that eliminates all conflict, but a deeper form of harmony that embraces diversity and opposites. This idea can be applied to both personal and societal contexts. In Whitehead's view, progress emerges from the integration of seemingly opposing forces. In human experience, contradictions are often sources of tension and struggle, but when we acknowledge and work with them, they can lead to richer, more dynamic outcomes. This form of creative integration, where we harmonize different viewpoints and experiences, is central to personal growth and societal evolution. Life lesson: embrace the contradictions and complexities of life. Instead of seeking to eliminate tension or conflict, learn how to integrate them in a balanced way, allowing them to enhance your personal growth and understanding. 10. The need for ethical responsibility, acting with awareness of the greater good. Ethics plays a pivotal role in Whitehead's philosophy, particularly when considering the interconnectedness of all beings and events. His work suggests that ethical responsibility extends beyond individual self-interest and involves a deep awareness of how our actions affect others and the world. Whitehead believed that human flourishing is interconnected with the flourishing of others, and a truly ethical life is one in which individuals strive to contribute to the well-being of society and the environment. Whitehead's process philosophy encourages a sense of responsibility toward the world. It asks individuals to consider how their decisions and actions affect the broader system in which they exist, recognizing that we are part of an ongoing process that spans generations. Thus, we must act with a sense of care and moral awareness, guided by an ethical framework that takes into account the impact on others, both near and far. Life lesson: live with a sense of ethical responsibility. Consider how your actions contribute to the greater good and work toward the flourishing of all beings, recognizing that we are all interconnected in the vast process of life. Conclusion: further reflections on Whitehead's life lessons. Alfred North Whitehead's philosophy continues to resonate with us, offering profound insights into the nature of reality, creativity, human experience, and the interconnectedness of all things. Through his reflections on change, creativity, education, reflection, courage, balance, and ethical responsibility, Whitehead encourages us to think deeply about the world and our place within it. His life lessons remind us of the importance of adaptability, continuous learning, and the interconnectedness of all aspects of life. These insights have lasting relevance today, as we face complex global challenges and strive for personal growth. Whitehead's approach to life, rooted in process, creativity, and ethical responsibility, offers a comprehensive guide for navigating our personal and collective journeys. By embracing his ideas, we can live more fully, creatively, and responsibly, contributing to a world that values change, progress, and interconnectedness.